Hello all, my name is Aman Sachdev. I am a supply chain manager at an engine manufacturing company and CEO of Beefr. Mr. Moo is the owner of Happy Cow and our neighbor too. He and my parents have known each other for a long time. But it was this summer I got to spend a lot of time with him when he told me about the challenges he has been facing around this pandemic. To understand how I could help him better, I deep dived into beef industry. Beef is a growing industry and it's a simple supply chain, and I would say that with a grain of salt. But it is indeed a supply chain I can somewhat think about in a linear way, which makes it a little helpful as I talk on more complex topics of visibility and resiliency ahead. The beef industry is a massive one. Every year, approximately 64 million tons of beef is produced globally. In addition, American consumes over 180 pounds of beef per person per year. For this case study, I would focus primarily on beef for food. It is also an ever-changing and a dynamic industry. Across all meat sectors, there's a changing demand on consumer side, and it is seen most prominently for natural and organic meat products, as the dollar growth is in double digits. Therefore, it pays to go organic. But all is not well in this land of abundance. Recalls plague the beef industry on a regular basis, with thousands to millions of products being recalled for reasons like adulteration, mishandling, health hazards, and beyond. Recalls are forcing the beef industry overall to explore their limited visibility. In 1993, when Jack in the Box E. coli recall costed it 30% drop in stock value with total financial impact of 29 million US dollars, everyone took serious notice to the issue. Visibility is now being demanded front and center in the beef industry. Additionally, the United States Food Safety Modernization Act of 2011, one of the biggest food regulations in the recent times, it requires that facilities have documented and preventive controls and programs for food safety. Mr. Moo, who had started his journey to understand the pressure for information regulations, was happy to know about Beefr since it followed use of G10 and GSN as his top three buyers used them already. While he was exploring these options and going about his day's work, he heard about Tyson closing down its processing plants in Arkansas, a location to which his shipment of cows had left yesterday only. Since he had no visibility or way to contact the driver, his full truck load of cows came back in without the sale, which pushed Mr. Moo to the brink of losing his cash flow and eventually could have even led to his bankruptcy. That is when Beefr met Happy Cow. Me and my CTO, Steven, introduced Mr. Moo to the app and helped him understand the entire process. First, Mr. Moo bought his first set of G10 numbers, as he was the brand owner and start of the supply chain. We then introduced him to GS1 approved solution providers like Food Logic Q, who have expertise in fresh produce solutions, and GS1 standards like GLN and G10. With one stroke, Mr. Moo was not only able to meet the demand of information from his buyers like Tyson and Cargill, who wanted to know about his wonderful organic beef, but he was also able to leverage Beefr during these unprecedented times at a small cost of $480 per annum. Beefr allows subscribers to use data matrix code, which can capture multiple data attributes of products like breed, weight, certified credence attributes, etc., and can also be easily handed off to the next step in the supply chain, which is logistics in this case. The driver downloads Beefr for free, scans the lots she is picking up today, and confirms delivery being active till the time the trip ends. When Mr. Moo needs to know where his lots are, he can track them through his phone. When Mr. Moo needs to change his ship to location, in this case from Tyson Food Packaging in Arkansas to Cargill Food Packaging in Minnesota, he goes back to the app and just sends the push notification to the driver, who then is automatically rerouted to the new location. I will now allow my CTO to walk through the demo of this feature in Beefr and how the design and the ease of the app made Mr. Moo a believer in miracles.
Hello all, my name's Steve Harveth. I am a mobile applications developer and the CTO of Beefr, the application you see to your upper left. So we have a client. His name's Mr. Moo. He is the owner of a farm known as Happy Cow. So he's just sent out a request to receive some labels from a GS1 standard label provider known as Food Logic Q. So he's received those labels and he's gone about tagging his cows with those labels and has put out a request for a driver to retrieve his shipments. The driver has arrived and is putting those shipments into his truck. He opens the Beefr application and proceeds to scan each of those tagged cows. In doing so, he's utilizing GS1 standard attributes to track where those cows are. The tags are scanned. He sees some relevant attributes, a GTIN number, a batch lot number, a packaging date, and a GLN, which specifies a place to ship to. In this case, it is a Tyson beef processing plant. He scans 5 of those and proceeds to begin his delivery. 5 lots, or 5 cows, heading to Tyson in Springdale, Arkansas. He proceeds and then sees in green his current location and in red his destination. And while he's in transit, the rancher is able to gain insight into the driver's activities, the use of track and trace, where he can then receive insight into the individual lots. Tapping into one, he can see where it's shipping to and where the driver is. And let's say that mid-transit, the driver is unable to deliver to his destination because the beef processing plant has shut down as a result of COVID. And so the client, Mr. Moo, needs to redirect him elsewhere. In this case, Mr. Moo uses reroute driver and proceeds to send him to Cargill, an alternative beef processing plant. The driver receives a notification that he accepts, and now the driver's on his way to Minnesota. So this was a demo of how Beefr, it's a highly scalable solution. Since it's easy to adopt and use, and it provides much needed resiliency in crisis situations like the world has seen in the past 6 months. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed the demo and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.